I don't like personality tests, and I don't like generalizations about generations. Hi everybody, my name is Greg Crable, and this is my daily podcast, Something I Learned Yesterday, where I try to take one issue from the world of publishing and explain it in about 3 or 4 minutes. I frequently see articles on LinkedIn and elsewhere about how to manage Generation Z, or most recently, things like why managers complain about this or that about Generation Z. I don't like those articles because I don't believe that every Gen Z person has all those characteristics, and in my experience, that's where this stuff leads. It's like saying that all men are a certain way, or all Germans are a certain way. There are averages. I've been told that men like things and gadgets one standard deviation more than women do. But a female friend loves to drive race cars and owns a shop that specializes in Porches. She likes gadgets and machines and stuff more than most men. An anecdote, like my story about my friend, doesn't make the average false. It just shows that you can't apply the average to every individual in the group. I'm sure there are perfectly true averages about Gen Z, and I'm also sure there are plenty of Gen Z people who defy those averages. Both things can be true. The same concept applies to personality tests. I don't like it when people are pigeonholed because they scored such and so on Myers-Briggs. Just because they lean towards extroversion doesn't mean they're always an extrovert in all situations. Things are far more nuanced than that. Okay, now that I've criticized this whole business, I do believe there are 2 ways these sorts of articles can be valuable. First, transform the question from how do you deal with Generation Z to how do you deal with people who have such and so characteristics? For example, people who were quarantined during a particularly consequential part of their life, like let's say the last couple of years of high school, for example, are very likely to show certain symptoms. Likely, not for sure. Some people say they lack soft skills, but not all of them. You can't say you're Generation Z, therefore. You can and should learn how to manage someone with poor soft skills, whether they're in Gen Z or not. Similarly, you can learn how to deal with different personality traits without having to pin labels on people or force them to take unscientific personality tests. I'm talking about Myers-Briggs. I can learn how to manage a sensitive person without making grand generalizations about which demographic group is more sensitive than another. That's exactly what you don't want to do. E.g., you were born in this year, so you must be like this. That's horrible. Don't treat people that way. Now, the second good thing you can get out of all this is these kinds of articles can alert you to potential problems that aren't even on your radar. For example, my friend Janet Granger tells me that Gen Z, on average, of course, she understands what I'm talking about here, has different values than other generations. They may not believe in putting in the extra hours to get ahead, and they may not accept the idea of doing the grunt work to climb their way up the hierarchy. It's too easy to assume that everybody is like you and values the things you value. These what generation whatever wants articles, aside from being stupid for all the reasons I said earlier, they can point out important possible differences so you can keep your eye out for them. But to reiterate my main point, by all means learn different management tools to deal with different sorts of situations and different kinds of people, but don't prejudge people based on what group somebody puts them in. Anyway, that's my thought for today. I hope it was helpful. If so, remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, all that great stuff. And if you need any help with your business, contact me at crablegroup.com. Thanks so much.